Freema to my right.
Do it again.
Retro.
Welcome to Pinz Needlez. I'm your host, Bernard Freema. To my right, Mr. Andre Walton. To my left, Gary G. Bell. And our second guest, episode 5, Kevin Spence. What's good, everybody?
Hey. What up, family?
What up? How you doing?
I don't know yet.
Tired, bro. I am tired.
From?
Uber Soca Cruise.
Soca Cruise.
You know where we was at, man. Don't play yourself. Don't play yourself.
Listen, don't let jealousy shine through.
Don't play yourself. Don't be
Don't let
light-skinned
the
2 minutes
jealousy
into the show.
shine through.
This is for the audience. I give a shit where y'all were.
Yes, you
Stop lying.
Stop lying. Stop lying.
I got you, Bell. We can hate together. We can hate together.
Tell us about the Uber Soca Cruise, man.
Oh, man. Where do we start?
From the top,
So,
the pre-party.
yeah, actually, we got down there, what was it, Wednesday?
Yeah, Halloween night.
We got down there Halloween night.
What is Uber Soca Cruise?
Okay, so Uber Soca Cruise. So for those who don't know, like in the Caribbean, we have carnivals every year. And a lot of carnivals are a celebration of crops coming in, prosperity, just a real happy time for the Caribbean. And a lot of these celebrations last a month. I know in Barbados, crop over is like a month. Trinidad, it lasts like a month. But there's a culmination of that celebration into one big ass party that lasts a couple of days with parades and costumes and so on and so forth. So this company called Uber Soca took all that for all the islands and put it on one boat for 4 days. So it is literally a 4-day party that does not, when I say, I mean, it's not hyperbole. It does not stop.
Yeah.
24/7, you can find a party on that boat
7:42
that is live.
on that.
7:42.
That is live.
24/7 backwards, Gary. Thank you. He's looking at me crazy like.
So the party kicked off. Actually, I did like a little pre-cruise party in Miami. It was a Halloween party, so we dressed up and we went to that one. So
What'd you dress up as, Ray?
A black guy.
Was this?
For real?
Yeah.
Elaborate, please.
Original.
Give us some.
I shaved my head.
Okay.
I put on black jeans.
Okay.
I had a black shirt on
No, what kind of shirt?
and a
though?
pair of chucks.
So Shaft.
No, I did have one of my African shirts. Pretty dope.
Okay.
But yeah, my wife dressed up as one of the warriors from Wakanda.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hey,
That was dope.
Bloodseed.
I didn't realize Lou's outfit until I saw the side
Lou
by
was
side
Ellen.
picture. She was Ellen.
It was
Ellen, I
Ellen.
saw that.
That
It
was
was
dope.
cool.
She got there pretty, except for the tan, she got there pretty good.
Yeah. She did good.
Kathy was Red Riding Hood.
Yes.
Yes.
And a very nice Red Riding Hood, Kathy.
What was Shalina and Jerome?
Pharaohs.
Yes.
And what's the queen of Pharaoh? Queen?
Yeah. Nefertiti, maybe?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. What
Who
about
else?
you, B?
Huh? No, I really went as a black guy. I didn't go to the party.
Didn't front. Didn't try.
I put on my Wynwood attire.
That was dope.
Old Navy, Chucks, jeans, and this hat you see right here backwards.
But it was literally the pre-party because they had DJs were playing soca, hip hop, soca reggae the whole night. It was a good turn up.
Was this at Wood Tavern?
No.
It was a spot called Maps. It's like Maps backlot. It's like an event space. It's huge,
okay.
open. Yeah,
Yeah, nice
Right
event
behind
space.
Koyo Taco, like down the street from Koyo.
It was
Huge.
like the containers, right?
part. Is there
Part
some? Yeah,
containers?
there's a couple in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's dope.
Then the next day we woke up and we went on the ship. I had a 1 o'clock boarding. B had a 11 o'clock boarding.
Yeah.
But even so, when you going onto the ship, like I parked there. We came down. We went to the terminal. We're going up the escalator, and the DJ is killing it up. So before you even get on a boat, the DJs are live.
Yeah.
People are like, oh Lord.
I'm sure Royal Caribbean was like, all right, guys. Like, because this is the first year.
Oops.
For Royal, yes.
For Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean,
They
yes.
might have caught wind of like what they did last year on whatever boat. Was it even Carnival last year? Or
It was
some
Carnival
under-
last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they were like, corporate was just like, hey guys, we don't know. But I'm sure they made a shit
They
ton
were like
of
the
money.
money,
Oh my
though.
God.
No, they
the
were.
money.
But they
Let me
were
tell you
ready.
something.
They
I'm
were
sure they
ready.
made more money in that boat trip because they had to do 2, right?
2, yeah. So let me tell you something.
They were ready. They were ready though.
They were ready.
Staff wise, drinks wise, food wise.
And
They
I'm
were ready.
gonna give you one indication of why they were ready.
Give them that.
So last year I heard they had like drink packages and so on and so forth. Like, if you do a drink package with island folks confined on a ship for 4 days,
Bankruptcy.
you don't know what you're dealing with.
Right.
So I'm sure that they were told, do not do any drink packages.
Right.
Because there was none. And we got on the boat. You know, you give your luggage and you wait for luggage to come up. So before your luggage comes up, you got a couple of hours. So we go to the bar. I swear to you, in like 2 hours, I was down 200. We were in, and it wasn't just us. The bar was lit. And what they did was really good was, I heard last year the lines were really long for the bars and long for the food, but they had multiple lines for food. And then when it came to the bars, they had like 4 or 5 main bars on the deck, right? Right, B? 4 or 5? And then they had little bar carts everywhere. So if you turn left or right,
He's like,
you're licking up.
But even the main bars had like 7, 8 guys back there, like
working.
just flinging
You think
them
that
drinks.
there's a weight limit on boats and where they like throwing off food to make room for liquor since they knew Caribbean folks were coming?
No, because you need food and liquor.
I don't think y'all ate.
Oh, we ate. Caribbean people, we eat and drink and when we party. So yeah, it was so good. The artists were dope. The DJs were dope. I mean, the whole thing was...
The production, like a big old concert side stage on poolside every damn day.
You know when people hype stuff up and then you go and you're
And you
like,
like, it's like, eh.
That happened to me with Atlanta. People were hyping Atlanta up so much before I first went. So when I first went, I didn't have a good time. Now I've gone back since and had, because now I know.
Right.
And I had a good time. But they were hyping it up, Uber Soca this, that. I'm like, okay, all right, well, let's wait and see. And we got there, I was like, I think the first couple hours, we were like, all right, where's the paper we signed up to come back?
Lifetime membership. Yes.
It made
Right
up
away.
for the hype.
Right away.
That's
right
dope.
away. So it was a ton of fun.
That's dope.
And I'm so tired.
I'm not that tired. I caught up.
I mean, I ain't get it.
You have a different constitution when it comes
Well, I
to
slept the
partying.
whole.
I don't even know how you do have
I
this.
slept the whole way here from
At
Miami
your-
thanks to Tamika.
At your elevated age, I don't even know how you like
What age is that?
older than me. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got a guest in the house today by the name of Mr. Kevin Spence. Kevin, you want to introduce yourself to the audience?
Sure. Kevin Spence. Man, tell you a little bit about me. I like walks on the beach. Solo. Nah, man, I've known these guys for a long time, man. Dre and I met Dre back in probably early
96.
mid 90s.
At a place
when
I
we,
think everybody our age has worked at least one point in their life.
Exactly. Completely accidental career of mine, which is the call center business.
Yeah.
But you know, my background, man, I'm Trini and Jamaican and born in Brooklyn, which means I've got a really jacked up accent.
Do they eat oxtail and doubles at the same time?
Why not? Why would you not? You should put all that together, right? And then mix up the music too. So my accent goes crazy, right? I get around some Trinis and sometimes the Trini accent come out, Jamaican accent is busted. And so I'm all over the place. But yeah, that's me.
All right.
Well, we missed your accent on the boat. Pause.
Bing, bing, bing.
We'll be in the house next year, man, definitely.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to experience it once. And you know, I'm a lifetime fan, dude. That is on my list every
As long as it stays on that
single-
level, because it's not easy to stay on that level, and it's a lot of work.
From what I've heard, though, they've gotten better every single year.
Would you do anything differently next time? Like, would you rest more beforehand, or would you set up something different?
Listen. Let me tell you something about
Drink
me.
a lot of water.
Let me tell you something about me. I don't buckle the peer pressure. Like, Dre, you gonna go sleep? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna lay down.
Don't fall for the peer pressure because you will
Middle of
crash.
the day, they were like, "Oh, we're going." I said, "No, I'll be in the room. Give me like an hour. Come on, man. No, I'm going to lay down.
Yeah.
Boop, get up and I'm gone.
Yeah.
Oh, we going to 6 o'clock. No, I'm going to 4:30. That's all I'm
Maybe.
giving. Because if you want me good the next day, 4:30 it is.
Then you got the runners like Tamika, like she running around the boat like she ain't got no curfew.
No. Tamika don't run around the boat. Tamika glide.
Yeah.
Glide through the boat. I don't think, listen, Tamika was getting so many stares and looks, and I don't think she noticed once. She had a glide on the entire time, just moving through the crowd. You know, you watch the videos and in slow motion, the girls and dudes moving through the crowd. That was Tamika the whole
she was
time.
on, she was on her birthday.
How was,
she was on her birthday shit.
How was the scenery?
Yeah, the vistas, you mean like
I
the
didn't
water?
say
Just
anything
ask the
specific.
questions like
No,
ask the questions like a man. Ask the questions like a man, bro.
So enough about it. Enough about it on the board.
Is that what you meant, Bell?
I just meant, how were the views?
Okay,
You
so
know, how was
for the girls, plenty views. For the guys, plenty views.
What do you mean for the girls, plenty view? What do you mean?
For guys, for them to look at.
Oh, really? You notice good-looking guys?
Yes.
Oh, checking.
This is what we were told.
All right, cool. There you go.
Rumor has it.
See, that's the response of a player.
I seen some guys that was dressed just as well as I was, Gary. To answer your
cool.
question, yes.
You was cool.
Yes.
You give him any compliments?
They say, yeah, I give him a handshake or through the
yeah.
VI signal or
Give
something.
him a handshake whisper like, I know you get bitches, dog. Keep it.
Oh,
But the view was amazing to
was
answer
great.
your question, yes.
It was sensory overload for real.
Yes.
Listen,
That's
day
what- who
3,
was telling me that? I think
I'm
he was
like,
telling me
yo,
that.
I got a serious body headache. Every time I see a butt, I get a headache. Every time. Every time.
This is a new condition that man has never heard
It's
of.
a bumpsy headache.
It was a house party. It was a house party.
Let's go through the islands. So it's Bate for Jamaican, Boxy for Barbados, Bumpsy for everybody. What's Trini? They call it Bana. Bana for VI.
Nah,
Hey.
Bumsy works.
It was a straight butt headache, dude.
Yeah.
That was crazy. But it was good.
How was Haiti?
Oh, man.
Phenomenal.
It was dope.
I was happy plus sad.
Okay, tell me.
Happy because I got a first time I touched down on Haiti and touched down with my boy.
Yeah.
And that was great. But it wasn't Haiti. You know what
Right.
I mean?
It wasn't Port-au-Prince. Y'all was like
wasn't
in a
we were in Royal Caribbean
Island, right?
So it wasn't Haiti.
Oh, wait.
But how
So it
was-
wasn't on the island. It was off. It
No,
was
we were on Labrador, but we were on the island.
Yeah, we didn't get to explore, like walk through
Word.
and go
It
inside
was like
of Haiti.
in a
like,
cove or whatever.
And some of the things we found out, like if you're Haitian, like you can't go there unless you work there. Like you cannot,
Right, you can't
Like
visit.
you know, if you
that's
live,
foul.
like we live
that's
here,
foul.
we go to Daytona or we go to Cocoa, we go to the beach.
when you say
that's fine.
there,
They
you're
can't do
talking
that.
about you can't go to a beach, not to a resort, but just to like walk on a beach.
If you're Haitian
Right.
and you're there, you're on that, you live on that island, you cannot use those facilities. You cannot go on that beach. You cannot go through that entrance.
Yeah, that's fine.
Unless you work there.
Right.
So it's I was happy that we were there and I was happy to be there with B, but I was sad that it wasn't
Right.
like Haiti.
Right.
You know, it's
Was the
stupid thing to say.
How
but-
was the water though? It was like beautiful,
Oh,
like
God
beautiful.
damn.
It was like I saw some of the
Damn.
pictures, but I didn't really.
Damn.
Dope.
the ultimate beach party, yo. It was just crazy. From the time we got there, we docked in early. Me, Tamika, Kathy, Ebony, we went to the market.
Juve was insanity.
I had this thought. I'm sure those people there were glad to see y'all. Because I'm sure every time a Royal Caribbean boat pulls up, it's probably a boat full of boring ass people. You know, not really kind of like, you know.
No, they were. I mean,
just
you
what
can
I'm
see.
saying. You could say, and I'm
Just
sure
from the interaction, you know what I mean?
But I'm even sure because, like, contrary to maybe stereotype, we spend money when we go.
We spend money.
And we tip,
And we tell.
Well.
And we don't get into.
Do we? Wait, do we?
and we don't
No,
really.
we do.
No, we do.
Trust me.
And we don't mistreat.
We don't mistreat
We don't
people.
just because we're paying you that
Right.
we treat you and talk to you how you want.
Right. You have individuals in any situation that do it, but a collective,
Mm-hmm.
happy-go-lucky people just looking for a big-time party. That's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So Juve, and we forgot one of the biggest things was for me, the best part of that trip was Juve touching down on Haiti and hitting where the stage was,
Mm-hmm.
basically the beach.
On the beach.
On the beach,
On
and
the beach.
everybody was live. I mean,
Yes.
women had on these shields. My wife had
Yeah,
on this
I
dope
saw it.
shield, so you don't get paint and stuff in your eyes, right?
Right,
Because
right, right.
paint powder. And I had on a skull thing, and it was just super dope because you know you're gonna get dirty, you know you're gonna get wet.
Mm-hmm.
The party's going on, you're gonna be drinking, and here's what they did that was really dope. They had free food on the beach,
Mm-hmm.
free food
Included.
included.
Not free, included.
Well, sure. I paid for it somewhere down the line.
This is why you're here, Kevin. This is exactly why you're here.
It's true. But bars everywhere too. So it was dope.
That's dope, man.
And Bernard, listen, and when you touch down in your home country for the first time, and then you general up, boss up. You know what boss up means? We were in a VIP at Juve. Because Bernard pulled some strings and got us behind the line.
That's what I heard.
Behind the line. Listen, so I was a happy camper, man.
Yeah, it was dope.
It was dope.
I had an emotional moment
Good deal.
You did. I almost busted tears.
Now you got to go back, man. See
to
the real country, right?
really see it. But
Yeah.
to see all them people on there and vibing the shows, it was dope. Backstage, front stage, left stage.
It was great.
Y'all made some good connects.
Yeah. Like I met a couple of folks that I was talking to with the hot sauce. Prior to that, I met them there. Both were positive like interactions, but I had to I had a good conversation with my wife about whether that person represents what we're trying to portray for hot sauce after the fact. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's good to see them live to be like, maybe not.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So it was a good interaction either way.
You run into any of your Caribbean people from Toronto up there?
Not in my Caribbean people from Toronto, but Caribbean people from Toronto.
Okay.
And let me say something, Barbados was big on the boat.
Yeah.
Big on the boat until
So that flag came
VI
through.
takeover.
Yeah.
Listen, Barbados came on that boat and planted a flag, big ass flag in the corner that never moved. That flag stayed there the entire time. And last year, VI and Barbados was really big on the boat, I heard. Like they took over the boat. But this year,
Nice.
listen, Barbados contingent was big. But this year, when they say VI, it was like, when they say Barbados, like, yeah. When they say VI, dude, you could not hear the person next to you. That's how big the contingent was. Then you had Avalanche on the boat, Avalanche by far was the hypest DJ on that boat, Avalanche from VI. He had that crowd. Well, he crowd surfed with a big flag. I think I posted a video. He crowd surfed from one end to the next with a big ass flag. I mean, he had the party live. But VI took over the boat, but every island was represented really well.
Heavy. Heavy.
And we did have a problem though. I'm talking a lot, but we did have a problem because you know, I would say halfway through the trip, every time they shout out, we're like, "Yo, where? You guys know we're going to Haiti, right?" Like nobody, where's the shout outs for Haiti? Like no, maybe day 2 we noticed that it wasn't happening. And we're like, well, but then after that, it was raucous Haiti.
Okay, good.
Had a conversation with Ryan Said and Crown Prince at breakfast. Ryan fixed all of that. And my new friend Bungie.
Dropped a message, dude.
Nice.
Yes, it was nice.
Dope.
Which leads me to kind of our first topic.
Okay.
And it's funny that I'm 43 and we're all here in our 40s.
We are?
Yeah, we are, Kevin. We're on 40 and we still party pretty hard. And I have no intention of stopping anytime soon. What is there an age that you're supposed to decline in your partying?
Nah.
Yeah.
And is it different by culture, right? It's probably different by culture.
Maybe so, but by people for sure, man. I've got an uncle from Trinidad, and this dude's got to be well into his late 60s, and he don't miss Carnival, man. He lives in New York, but he's down to Carnival every time. Single year, dancing, chipping, every single year that dude is doing it. So yeah, I think it's maybe culture, but definitely by the person.
Look at Shalina's parents. They stick in more. Every time we was out, Shalina's parents was somewhere around us just vibing the entire time.
Let me jump in on that one because Shalina's parents are in their 70s.
Yeah, see?
They went to Dominica for an entire week for a big ass, a soca festival. I think it was a soca festival. The parties were 12 hours long per day.
Yeah.
They came from Dominica to Miami and hopped on the boat for another week.
Wow.
Stay young party.
Stay young.
I mean, and they were there neck and neck, dude. It was crazy.
I don't think you decrease. I think you change the way you party and to change the way what you value when you go out and you have fun. 10 years ago or however long ago, if I didn't go out on a Friday night, I'd be like, fear of missing out. Like what I missed. Now I'm like, I could chill on a Friday, but get up and go and have a nice brunch on a Saturday, zip around, go to a festival, go to, something else, and still go to a party, like a decent party, people more my energy level or speed. And,
For your age?
Yeah, well, not.
I was a chubby friend.
No, I know for my age, like, because we're really stuck home for like a few weeks ago. We were out downtown, right? We were moving. The three of us, we were out downtown, kind of walking through the crowd. It was like they blocked the streets off, and part of me was like, "Yo, I don't belong here no more."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, y'all got it. Like, this is all y'all now. I don't belong out here no more. Not the way I used to move, just because the energy for me was a lot differently. Just the subconscious energy, just you can feel like there's a younger energy, which is great. I love it. You pick up on it, but I just value different fun now.
I like the energy part. I like the fact you said energy, because the energy on the boat was there
Yeah.
all times. Anywhere you went on the boat, from the elevator, I ride, every party, the energy was high at all times. But the last day, I think everybody was ready for that last day to be out.
They were tired.
They were done.
No, the last day on the boat, from the morning to night, like the last lap. Everybody was out. The pool party, the brunch, the pajama party.
Yeah, it was
kind of
100%
dinner.
participation.
It was 100% participation.
And I don't think the energy. So the energy was the party energy, but it was love.
Yeah, vibe. Yeah,
pure love, dude.
Dope.
I mean, you see a dude with a flag that has your flag a dozen. You just dap him up, and it was really good. Real good camaraderie on the boat. So we can party till we're 80, 90, 100?
Yeah,
Why not, man?
You
Life
do
is
it.
one lap, dude.
That's
Make
it.
it work. You know
That's
what I'm
it.
saying? Party.
Like you listen. You need to start writing these down.
he missed us.
He tell me
he missed us
You need to
last
start writing
week.
it down.
I'm just saying, you don't get no second
That's
lap.
true.
It is. It's just one time around.
That's true.
Or at least not that we know of, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
At least
Not that we know of. And
I've
then-
always wondered about that type of stuff because, I had an epiphany when I was in New York, 04. I'm in New York in 04.
Just so you know, that's a sign of getting old when you can remember years.
in instances.
Back in 03.
So I remember 04 when we were. I went to New York to watch the Giants play. You see me? I watched the Giants.
This is why you remember that.
So we went to New York. And me and Ron were there, and we were in Manhattan, and we were going into I think it was Diesel, one of those stores, right? Even back in 04, I think it was Diesel. But anyway, so we walked into the store. I saw this old white dude, short, probably like 5'6", tapered T-shirt, ripped up jeans, Chucks, with a little cardigan over his shoulder, with his hat turned backwards. And I'm walking in, and I look at him like, I think that's the moment I realized that I can be who I am now.
Well, for as long as you wanna be.
For as long as I want to be. I don't have to start wearing what are those shoes? What are those
orthopedic
shoes.
Velcros.
I can wear as long as my feet can take it. I can wear Chucks till I die, ripped jeans till I die. Listen,
Why not, man?
Listen, but I realized that because
You got to wear it a certain way though mentally. You can't just throw it on.
Yeah. Because when you're young, well, for me at least, like I thought you had to be a certain age to do things. Because always, I had to be in my 30s to get a house. Right? At a certain age, I'm supposed to stop partying, stop doing certain things. I don't know why that was in my head. I think it was just maybe just how society is naturally.
Uh-huh.
But, I got my house way younger than that. I started realizing that, you can do whatever you want, however you want to do it. When I saw that dude, I'm like, that guy right there.
Listen, the only people who really say you too old to be partying are women. Guys are like, I ain't too old to be out here.
Not even. I know. Yeah, there's some women that's like, also all they want to do is party.
No,
They
but I
gotta
mean,
go.
like, why? I mean, as a guy, why would you not enjoy going out and just partying? The only people who would say that, I don't see men like, you too old to be partying. Like, nah, man, you know what time it is.
That's fun, though.
It was fun. A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
A lot of fun. So we had a big event happen this week.
Oh. I'm like, what?
The gubernatorial elections.
roll the clock back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had some elections going on this week.
Yeah.
So what are we feeling? Depressed?
Nah, not depressed. I mean,
Shoulders are slumped, or we ready to go into action?
it's par for the course, man. We knew there was an uphill battle. Florida lost big, though. Florida, I mean,
So
the
close,
Secretary of State, it was close, but
So
the Secretary of State, Senate, and the governor's race lost all to to one side. There was a lot of gerrymandering, a lot of voter suppression, which you can expect, and it turned out the way it turned out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's still some hope in there for people who are still hoping against hope. There's still some opportunity there if some numbers go some way or another. But I mean, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Dems got the House, so that's good, right? The party that's in control today doesn't have complete ultimate control. So little checks and balances. That's how the government works. That's how it was set up to work, right? Little checks and balances, and now there's finally that. So I think that's a win. Yeah,
Right.
Florida's a little depressing, but that's a win.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I wanted Gilliam to win. I wanted to see Florida elect a black governor. Listen, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see it happen. Not only that, I feel like he was qualified.
He was going to be good.
It was going to be good.
Yeah, he said
But
some
not
good
only that,
stuff.
like his opponent ran a friggin' white nationalist Facebook page. Like that's what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
And between him and the gubernatorial race in Georgia with what the
Stacey Abrams
and I forgot her opponent's name. I forgot his name. Kemp,
Yeah.
who's essentially the Secretary of State the amount of like just sheer hypocrisy that's going on there and conflict of interest. But it's like, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if all these things, none of these things matter if you have somebody in the position that's capable or willing to enforce these things, right?
Yep.
So none of it matters. And, you got the stats that 52% of white women voted for both Kemp and DeSantis.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
It's interesting, but
It's not surprising.
It's not surprising.
They did the same thing with Trump.
Yeah, and it's not surprising. And quite honestly, they voted in their interest, which is what everybody pretty much does. For the most part, you vote in your own self-interest.
I can debate that one, but
Go
keep
ahead.
going.
No. I want to hear some debate on it. I mean, I love to hear some contrary.
So so you think about like the Republican Party, you think about a lot of folks in like rural America, a lot of folks who aren't doing well financially, a lot of them vote against their own interests, right? So they end up saddling up to a party that, in my perspective, right, that kind of goes toward the wealthy, goes towards big corporation, goes toward, against pre-existing conditions, against social safety nets, right? And so a lot of these people who live in kind of rural America, they actually need those things. Their life would be much better with those things, and they vote against their self-interest, at least in that particular cohort.
Why? Why do you think?
Yeah, I've struggled, man, since the whole election of Trump. I've struggled with, getting to almost see people who I knew were cool. Like we connected, we're on, I can vibe with that person. So what, they're Republican. So what, I'm Democrat. I can vibe with that person. And I kind of struggled in that, seeing what Trump said, hearing what he said, seeing what he did, and assuming that everybody else saw the same thing, but still voted for him. And so I'm like, how is that possible, right? And so what I'd like to believe is happening is people who are voting for Trump, sure, they like his financial policies, but I think a lot of people, they get a sanitized view of Trump, right? They turn into Fox News, and Fox isn't going to give you the, hey, Trump just said something about Carly Fiona's face, so he just said something about Megyn Kelly, bleeding from your you-know-what, right? So I don't think they see that. They just see the view that Fox presents to them, or that particular news outlet presents to them. And so it's just another candidate who's talking some good stuff, because that's what I see when I watch the coverage that I see, where the CNNs and the ABCs and some of those other ones are probably exposing him a little bit more.
But you think you give him a little leeway there, because they have access to, if they have access to Fox News, they have access to social media. He himself put shit out there on Twitter himself for you to see. So, I get what you're saying about the sanitized view from Fox, but there's the other news outlets, but there's also him himself,
sure,
who's direct to the public with some of his messages.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to quote a theory called Occam's razor, right? Let me read it to you. It's a principle from philosophy. Suppose there exist two explanations for an occurrence. In this case, one that requires the least speculation is usually better. Another way of saying it is that the more assumptions you have to make, the more unlikely the explanation. And what I'm saying is that when we start talking about, they're voting against their self-interest financially, is it really against their self? What if their number one self-interest is just preserving whiteness? Because the benefits that come along with that outside of financial might be more beneficial to them than, let's say, a stimulus or a tax, whatever it is that they say that they couch their racism in. They couch it in abortion, or they couch it in finance, or they couch it in less, whatever they couch it in. It all really boils down to one singular issue, no matter how you slice the demographic. Whether it be white women, whether it be evangelicals, whether it be rural white people in poverty, it all comes down to the same interest. When I said that white women voted their self-interest, it's because they know that their privilege, that their security, that their opportunity is all secured and given to them by white male patriarchy. Not LGBT, not women's rights, not black. It's all that is protected and given to them by one stream or one group of people. And so I felt, that's why I say they vote their self-interest all the time. They're not going to vote against their husband who provides a lifestyle for them, right? They're not going to vote against the judges who, either let people off or grant different things in court. They're not going to vote against a jury that looks like them. That's just, that's my observation.
So this is what I love about the show, by the way. I want to give you guys props because, I think this thing is, I think it's great and it's going to go places, right? You guys aren't afraid to go and touch on subjects that are a little bit, people
Racy.
might want to stay away from. Yeah, exactly, right. And this one is racy, pun intended, based on what you just said. But I think there are a lot of single issue voters and so forth. Like somebody might get behind a candidate because, man, I am anti-abortion and that is it. Nothing else matters. I don't care about anything else, and they vote that way. But when you look at the rest of what that candidate stands for, it does go against their self-interest. But yeah, that's a solid point, man.
But it's also a lack of education. Because when a lot of these folks that vote for Trump, you see them coming out of the woodworks from places where, they probably haven't voted ever in their life. Yeah. And they're coming out to vote for Trump because they want to preserve whiteness, one thing. But they actually look at the policies that he's promoting are against what they, like you said, against what they need.
Yeah.
So to me, it's everything you guys said, but it's also a lack of education in a large part to me.
So some of that, man, and I think the education thing is really crazy. So and just the knowledge thing, right? So we went from a period of time, you guys said you all are in your like 40s, I'm like in my low 30s. But I can remember when we had like an encyclopedia, like that's how you got your information, right? And so we went through this transformation where we went from, encyclopedia to actually being able to find stuff on the internet, and the stuff was good. And now what you found on the internet, so it's like you went from hard to get information, encyclopedia, library, to now it's easy to get information. Now you're getting a lot of misinformation. So I think to your education statement, man, a lot of that is just what they're being fed, which kind of ties back to my point about Fox News and where they get their news. Yeah. Like if you get your news from certain places, certain sources, like if you listen to Rush Limbaugh talk, and I'd encourage you guys to go just tune into one of his episodes if you haven't. This guy he is mad all the time that America is not the America he grew up in, right? Yeah. He's just mad about it, where a good portion of the society is like, man, I'm glad America's evolving and it's more inclusive, and I feel more American today than I've ever felt, like Michelle Obama said, right? So I think it's a lot of that's where you get your information.
Yeah, I think one more thing on it too. I think, America's been accused of taking multiple steps back in terms of education, but I think it's that plus critical thinking. Yeah, and it might be the world as it is right now, right? So there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot more information than we've ever had before. Yeah, but I think there's a lot less critical thinking, right? People tend to believe what's put in front of them versus actually thinking through what's put in front of them, right? For sure. They check it off as a belief and move forward. So I think there's a lot of critical thinking that needs to occur. And if it did, I don't think he'd be elected today. So, it's to me, education is knowledge and pure critical thinking, man.
I say, man, critical thinking and common sense is like having a superpower.
That's the worst. That's lost. The art of common sense is so gone.
Because you're assuming a lot, and what the age of, like, I guess, internet age, what has taught us is that people aren't really as smart as we thought they were globally. People aren't really as informed as we thought they could or should be globally. And people really, it's easy to control masses through fear.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And so with that, I don't have an anticipation that a lot of these people are going to even employ critical thinking, because it takes a lot of work, and it also creates a lot of cognitive dissonance. When you start to read stats and you start to read numbers and you start to read information and you just pick up a damn book and read, it destroys a lot of what you built your reality around. And that's hard for any human being to do.
Sure.
Much less people who have, benefited from it in a particular society. So,
I know you guys want to close this topic out, but I think the last thing I would probably want to just on this particular matter from me anyway would be everybody still got to go vote, right? You can't check out. And too many people, my complexion, my background, whatever, check out. You can't check out. And then the other thing is you also got to get involved beyond just presidential elections. You got to go local, because local is where, the gerrymandering of districts, Gary, that you talked about happens, right? Local is where, they go and they attack voting poll locations and minimize them to one location, or they go after things like, hey, there's no more early voting. You can only vote the day of, right? So all of that is strategically, I think, set up to, to some degree suppress the vote for folks that aren't aligned with that party's way of, thinking.
Yeah, great point. Hey, the bill passed to allow
Ex-felons
to vote.
Yeah, that's big.
I think they say in Florida adds about 1.4 million more.
1.4
votes. Big.
Voters, and hopefully all 1.4 million of them exercise that right. And these are people that you see every day that have a felony.
Yeah.
I mean, people that I know that just maybe got caught doing something stupid.
Yeah, when it was 16, 15.
Whatever, or, young age, and they just, they've been taken and then basically, have their citizenship revoked. Because, essentially that's a big part of citizenship is being able to participate in the process. So I think it's it's an awesome deal.
Truth.
I think the next phase of that is, and it's just kind of taking it a little left, but I think the next phase of that for them is, depending on the crime, depending on you're being able to prove how you're rehabilitated. I mean, you're out. That's one, right?
Yeah.
Getting jobs.
Yeah.
That has to be it can't be asked. It has to become, there has to be some way, and I haven't thought through it all the way, but it has to be some way to allow them back into society to be able to get a job and actually perform as a human being as well. So voting is great, but then they also have to be able to work.
Well, one of those things too is removing that question from a job application. Have you been convicted of a felony?
It
should be taken off.
Off rip,
if you have completed your debt to society, right? If you completed it and you've paid back your debt, it should not be a factor. I mean, barring what your crime is, right?
That's what I was going to say.
I'm going to say barring crime.
If you've been, and it is the caveat in that this whole thing is if violent crime, it could be pedophilia or rape or whatever.
Or financial. If you're going out of bank and you have fiduciary responsibility, you're going to bank and you.
That's true too.
Committed.
Right. You're right. There's no really sure stop way to get it done.
So it needs to be asked, but it needs to be protocol around how it's applied.
Mm. I mean, I agree, but I don't know. I have no idea how to.
I just came to me as we were talking. So
that's the best.
We're gonna do a little workshop and try to work this thing out later.
You got to just try to remove the human bias from it. That's what I was saying.
Which is difficult.
No,
I think to your point, a good way to probably do it. Not that we're trying to solve this today, but a good way to probably do it is that on that application, your question about a felony should relate to the job that they're applying for, right? So if it's a bank, were you ever convicted of theft? Right, that makes sense.
You just solved it.
I don't know. I don't know. This must be the drink.
Kevin for governor 2020.
2020
must be that chairman's reserve.
You guys can't see us, but Kevin and Gary are drinking chairman's reserve. Where's it from? St. Lucia.
St. Lucia rum. Can't even get it in the U.S. This is different than the bottle I got you, Dre. That Admiral Rodney.
Yeah.
It's a little different than that, but I can't seem to find it in the U.S. So when I was down there, recently, I came back with a couple bottles.
Nice.
Yeah, this smelled different on the boat.
Yeah, you can hear Gary knocking around, dropping ice.
You not gonna ice me too, bro? Since you're making all the noise already?
Trying to get his drink on.
My hands on your ice? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Trying to get his midday drink on.
Listen.
No judgment.
I survived the swine flu from the boat. I'm good.
Oh, the funny thing on the back of the boat real quick. The funniest thing on the boat was... So listen, here's the thing about brainwashing and kind of the ability to control a herd.
Right.
It's 3,500 people on that boat.
Yeah.
If you go into this place called the Windjammer, which is the main cafeteria where there's all types of food going on, it's where we eat breakfast, lunch, dinner. When we first got there, we started to go in there. They had an attendant there, and they'll say "washi washi." Now on the right and the left, there are 5 or 6 soap dispensers plus a faucet there and paper towels.
Yep.
So washi washi, okay. Everyone goes and does it. You have a few folks just walk by them, da-da-da-da. The next time you go back, washi washi, every time you go back. So after the first day...
Is this a sign or is this you're hearing something?
They're audible.
Well, they have to do that,
audible.
though.
Yeah. So on the second day, they're there, but they're not saying a word. And then you'll hear... the patrons, washi washi. Everybody go watch that. Listen, systematic brainwashing in a matter of 24 hours.
It works on adults. It works on adults.
But it's from fear. Because getting sick on that boat is like the worst. And you were on
that boat.
And, the outbreaks that happen. So they have to, that's the first time I heard of that because they started, when I went on cruises, they didn't do that. And it's been a couple of years. But I mean, you got to do that. When you hear about these boats having to pull over and dock. And
all it takes is one person. It's a wrap.
And literally every time we're on the elevator, you hear washi washi. We're up on the main stage. Washi washi. Everywhere.
I think that's the next big soca song, yo.
I'm telling you.
Washi washi.
You're going to hear 2 or 3 artists come out with washi washi.
Washi washi.
We better be in that video.
Oh my God. Washy.
Yeah, for real.
Oh my goodness. So hip hop.
Yeah, man.
Ooh. Oh boy, has it evolved, huh?
Yeah.
So proud.
Yeah. It's evolved to, I mean, is it even hip hop anymore?
Music.
Of course, it's still hip hop.
It's audible sounds. When you
Sign this guy right now.
I don't know. I'm like, because I asked my kids, like, what exactly, when you hear that, I'm like, I'm like, okay, so what about that attracts you? Is it the beat? It can be the words, because they're not words. They're just moans and grunts and like, what is it that, they're like, so he's, fly and and he's on this and that. And I'm like, so it's not even the music really that you like. It's just the whole package, I guess, the whole media package.
Yeah.
That's the younger generation, but the maturity of hip hop that you wanted to talk about. Like, hip hop has finally gotten old. Like, I mean, Jay-Z is the oldest person that we got. Oh, he's up there? No, seriously.
Like a hip-hop senior citizen.
Hip hop is old.
MC?
Like, we don't,
Yeah,
MC.
I think between him and Nas.
All the guys we grew up on is in their late 30s and in their
Dr.
early
Dre.
40s. Now,
The guys we grew up on are in their 50s, man. Like,
Okay, same thing. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying, bro. Some of them are our age too. We grew up with them the same time.
I didn't grow up on anybody younger than me.
Okay, what's your point, Gary?
But I think the point is we're at a point now where if you have folks going into their 50s and 60s and that music is now here to stay. Can never go away.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right? I think that's like, because you go into your old rock tours that have been going on for years and years and years. People still out there jamming in these big festivals. Like, that's where hip hop is going.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, in a lot of these artists, the artists that we grew up with, basically they make a lot of money overseas.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Tons.
they tour overseas. They may not be doing a lot of concerts and shows here, but they tour overseas. And I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, the new genre of hip hop is going to be, I don't know what you would call it, but adult hip hop or grown people. Like you can have artists. Like, listen, you can have a brand new artist our age come out right now, but his target demographic is people our age, and he play music that makes us nostalgic, right?
Yeah.
So, like, let's just say you throw
J. Cole. J. Cole is a little more elevated.
J. Cole, Joey Badass, but I mean, like
Kendrick.
But I'm saying our age, like an MC is like, you can have somebody saying like, yo, in the whatever age we are now, be like, yo, I want to be a rapper. Before we look at that, like, okay, you too old for that.
Yeah.
I think there might be opportunity right now for somebody our age, be like, yo, I want to be a rapper and go and do some dope music that we all can vibe to and that we would actually spend money to, listen to.
Yeah. I actually appreciate the evolution. I mean, like I said, I'm not really into a whole lot of it, but if I'm in a situation, it makes me move like anything else, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I appreciate the lyrics, but us old hip hop heads, we love the lyrical part of hip hop.
Some of us.
But you have to.
Some just still like the beats.
But you have to appreciate the music from where it was to where it is, and it'll continue to evolve. So we'll come out the mumble stage and go into something else.
Yeah.
But it was good. Like, I think the first real notice of evolution was when Run DMC and was it Aerosmith?
Yeah, Walk This Way.
Walk This Way. That
How
was kind of
crazy
like,
was that,
what?
right?
Yeah.
Fusion.
The Method Man and Mary J, right?
Yeah.
So then,
Before that, funny you said, I was thinking about that. Before that, hip hop used to shit on R&B. It was like a war between hip hop and R&B. It's like, yo, we ain't listen to R&B bullshit. But when Method really came out with Mary J and did that, did Grand Poopa do What's the 411 before that?
Yes.
was it before that?
Yeah,
What's the 411?
What's the 411 came out before that.
But it
And
wasn't as popular.
It wasn't as R&B-ish because she really got in on that one.
Yeah.
And I think actually she changed it where you remind me, when she dropped, she really kind of merged hip hop and R&B because her beats were hip hop.
I was about to say, even from an R&B perspective, she was really more
hip hop.
Right,
Right.
but I'll give you an example. Like, my wife did not like what we would call hardcore gangsta hip hop.
Ooh, I want to talk about that in hindsight, now that you're 40-some years old. Yeah.
I still love it.
I would like to skip that topic.
But she told me that is the song that made her go, oh, what is this stuff?
Yeah.
And really made her start listening to hip hop in general.
Well,
Mary J and Method Man.
Okay.
Yep. So that was kind of, for a lot of people, I think for a lot of people who were straddling the fence or who really love R&B and didn't really dig hip hop too much, I think that was a song. That was a good merge for him.
That video was dope too. I think the video sold that record a lot.
Yeah, that was Method's song. That wasn't Mary J's song. That was on Method's album.
And I like the certain artists that's aged, like the Lox still sound like the Lox.
Yeah.
Jim Jones. Even I just recently became a bigger fan of him. He still sounds like, Dipset still sound like Dipset. Jay-Z sound
I wish
like
they would
Jay.
come out with something new,
Nas.
man. They were so
Their beats.
Dipset.
Their
In
beats are so
05,
crazy.
They do.
in 05,
They got-
that album, Diplomatic Immunity, was it 2 or 1 or 2? Was dope,
They got a lot of dope singles that are out there right now. Jim Jones' album, Wasted Talent,
I
is a
didn't-
dope album. They always, you go to YouTube, there's a lot like Cam got some joints, Jules got some joints.
But what about that,
Dave East and Styles P just dropped that album together. They rocking.
But what about that, like artists evolving? Because I feel like 2 artists that really missed their opportunity to evolve is Nas and Eminem. Like I feel like Eminem is still angry. I'm like, dude, you're way too grown to be angry.
Do you really think Eminem? I don't understand how people say Eminem is top 5. It's bullshit.
Nah,
That's pure bullshit to me.
I think he's a good lyricist.
Yeah,
I'm in that camp, guys.
That he's top 5?
I'm in that camp. Yeah, absolutely.
Come on,
don't.
No.
If this is gonna mean I can't come back to the show, I'd like to put him at
Let's
6.
break it now. Let's break it now because this is the age-old argument when it comes to hip hop.
Eminem
Who
is not
your
top
5?
And obviously it's a personal thing, but I don't think Eminem is top 5. Let's
think
just
he's
do
top
some
10.
really quick ones. Let's do top 5. Is Rakim in your top 5?
Yeah,
He's in
You
mine.
can't have a top 5 without Rakim, right?
You can.
Yes, you can.
But he's in mine.
Then we're not even really talking about the top 5. If we,
Wait, it's okay. Gary?
So you can ask me the same
it's a
question in
personal
about 2
thing.
weeks.
I know,
and my
right?
top 5
This
might
guy,
change.
man, he
But
just
fine
like-
with it.
he just has a personal thing, but tell me I can't have it in mine.
no, you can't do it.
It is in mine, though. He is in mine. He is in mine.
Okay, can you have a top 5? Let's see with the next one. Would you say Jay-Z is in the top 5?
Sure.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Would you say Andre 3000 is in the top 5?
Nope.
Not my top 5, but he could be. I replace him with Mos Def.
Have you been
I
drinking
would say
too?
most would be up there
Black
with
Thought.
me too.
Black Thought
Black
that
Thought.
nobody puts that barely put in their top 5. Black Thought is a
I think what you're about to
beast.
prove is I've got like 8 people in my top 5.
I was gonna say Eminem I think is dope. And I think when he came out, it was refreshing to hear, let's be honest, a white rapper rap that way.
And he was good, really
he was
good.
good. And he was eating MCs alive, and he was a good battle rapper.
And his backing was sick.
And the machine behind him was amazing. I saw a special on that recently. But my thing is, did he evolve? Like, did his
did it.
message evolve? Like, is it something that you could listen to now? I mean, yeah, in my early 20s, like, all that angst in it was, but now I'm like, okay.
He retired early.
Yeah, so for me, it's the wordplay, right? And I think, I listen to, like Jay-Z is my favorite rapper, right? But that Renegade track where Jay-Z and Eminem are on that track together, as much as I love Hove,
He got hit up.
embodied them, right? I mean, a dude's got lyrics, he's got wordplay, and for him not to be in top 5, I think, You mean I like his content all the time, and he gets a little kind of crazy? I agree, but man, his wordplay. When you got cats like what's this dude out in Compton who was
Kendrick
with
Lamar.
the other guy who older. He was with 50 Cent for a minute.
Oh,
The
Jason
Game.
Taylor.
The Game.
Yeah.
So The Game was interviewed, and he was like, they was asking him straight up, it's like, look, if Eminem came for you lyrically, and The Game can flow, may not be top 5, but he can flow, but if he came for you lyrically, what would you do? Straight up, he was like, I'm done. I'm not messing with the white boy. I'm just
Is it
not.
because of his fan base and because of what comes behind him, or lyrically?
He's talking pure lyrically.
I think lyrically,
Lyrically?
dude. I think lyrically, he's a beast.
He's not my top 5,
He's
but
not mine.
you
But
cannot
listen, I'm not
deny-
denying he's not good.
Yeah,
he's great.
He's
But
nasty.
I think a top 5 deserves more than that. I wouldn't put Nas in my top 5.
No.
I don't
I
think
agree with
Nas.
that. I
I think
agree.
Nas picks shitty beats.
Yeah.
Like, there was his first album, forget about it, Illmatic. And
Yeah.
I think what
For sure.
the bar
Classic.
he set the bar super high after that.
He's
'Cause
still
after
living off that.
And he's still living off of that, the name wise, right?
Yep.
And so it's like after that, what do you, if you ain't coming with something marginally close to that, then how do you even
Yep.
put him in a top 5? I feel like Andre 3000 lyrically, I think is one of the dopest MCs lyrically, but he don't have enough content. That's my opinion. 3 Stacks is like one of the lyrically dopest MCs. But just the content, the amount of content. He doesn't have enough, right?
Yeah.
The catalog.
I think we have to expand our
Top 5 list.
not the top 5 list, but expand
I got 8 in my top 5. Exactly.
expand our hip hop content, right? Because battle rappers, you have battle.
Some of these dudes are
listen,
sick,
Fred
bro.
the Godson. Have you ever heard Fred the Godson? Mm-mm. You've never heard someone put together like metaphors like he does, dude. He is.
Well, that's something too for me, like battle rap. I don't even know if battle rap is truly battle rap anymore. I mean, I haven't heard this cat that you're talking about, but I can remember listening to Rap City and stuff, and the Basement and all that stuff. And they used to do some freestyle rap, and it truly sounded like freestyle. You know, cats got caught up in what they were trying to say. They needed to start over and this, that, and the other. A lot of what people call battle rap today, for me, is just I'm remembering all the verses that I wrote down last week or verses from my top songs. Well, it's not even freestyle anymore.
No, that's absolutely true.
It's not even. There's not even a flow. It's almost poetry because
it is
like
poetry.
For instance, the
it's like slam poetry.
It's like slam poetry. It's like slam poetry. It's like, yo, your man's in them. I could have did. And it's not really like
it's not that.
It's not. But what I'm saying is it's broken. That. It's so broken down that it's not. It's not. I'm just saying. I'm not. For
the record, it's not that.
It's so broken down that it's not really a rap.
Yeah. So when we're done this show, we're gonna play some stuff from some of these battle rappers.
Yeah.
And I challenge you, like Fred the Godson. I challenge you to find a better rapper than him. Pure
Black Thought.
Lyricist.
He's better than Black Thought.
He's not better. So I'll walk my
challenge
back
accepted.
Right away.
You're talking about freestyle. You're talking about freestyle.
No,
that takes a whole other part of the brain.
Written lyrics.
Yeah.
Like he would be in your top 5. You listen to his music.
He got some joints.
He got
nasty. A dope joint with Jadakiss too.
He has one with Jadakiss. He has one with Rick Ross. He has some really, really good stuff. So we'll play some afterwards.
Yeah.
But he's really good. And then My Son.
My Son is
the freestyles that they put on there, again, are not freestyles all written, but My Son.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Kill that beat, man.
Best hip-hop performer?
Huh?
Who's your best hip-hop performer?
Busta Rhymes all day.
Busta Rhymes. Dap that up.
Busta Rhymes
all day.
Over the Roots?
Yeah.
I said yes.
Yes.
It's different, though.
Yes.
It's different. That's different. The Roots is live, good performance,
best
different,
hip-hop
but energy
band is the Roots, for sure.
Oh, my God.
I can't say he's a hip-hop.
Well, there's no other hip-hop bands, really, are there? To even compare them against it. When you walk out of a concert.
NERD got a band?
I know, but I'm talking a hip-hop concert. You walk out, like you just leave. Are you more sweaty, your voice more gone, you more, coming off an adrenaline from a Busta Rhymes show or a Root show?
Busta Rhymes all day.
Busta Rhymes, of course.
Really? The way you just put that, you lost.
Okay. All right.
If you left sweat out the equation.
The Roots concert is like,
they're great.
insane.
I've seen the Roots just about
you're talking
every time
about,
they come to Orlando.
I know Busta Rhymes is hype.
Busta
Oh my God.
And he got some hits too. I
Oh
don't get
my
me wrong, I would
gosh.
love him, but
All day.
Art Basel last year, he did it on some cool man shit, not jumping around the stage, and just let people know he still could.
I think it was only for like
bust it.
45 minutes nonstop. I need to take a break.
Killing it. Him and Spliff?
Oh, Spliff still rocking with him?
Of course. It ain't no Busta without Spliff. I'm sorry. That's the truth when it comes to being on that stage. Like, Bust
There's some pun in that one, too. No Busta
and,
without
and
Spliff.
Busta, lyrically, he got it, too. He don't come up in a lot of people's top 5s, so I'm surprised.
You know what Busta is
He
dope.
should get a top 5.
Busta lyrically is
yes,
dope.
lyrically, Busta.
Even from when he did that first verse on Scenario, like I know before that, Leaders of the News, but
that was it.
It was dope. He had some dope
Scenario was the
lyrics there, but Scenario is what like really transformed him into like, yo, who is this cat?
Who is this cat? Like, he can go solo now.
I ain't heard of Dinko D and Charlie Brown since that verse. Poor guys. I think
I'm gonna have to look those names up.
I think one's working at a Spanish bakery selling some. What are they called? Cheese and guava.
Wow.
Yeah, the Roots.
I didn't say which one. Wow. I ain't heard from them since.
But what do y'all think about? I mean, I know we started this whole topic talking about kind of where the actual art is gone and like sort of some of the mumble rap and so forth. But what about just the growth and maturity of hip hop and how
It's a movement, right?
Yeah, how pervasive it is
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
There's not
right?
a corner of this planet you can go to where hip hop doesn't have an influence. Not one corner,
which is so beautiful because it was a crap art to most people,
right?
20 years ago, it was like that's garbage. It's crap rap, whatever. Right. It's not. I mean, they would do award shows. You wouldn't even hear about a top rapper. I mean, it just like it was so back of the bus.
I remember as a kid, right? I mean, when MTV first came out, or even like before that, they used to have a show called Friday Night Videos. And the closest thing that would come to hip hop, and I would get elated, was Michael Jackson's Billie Jean, right?
Yeah.
Because that was that was the closest thing that we had to see on TV.
His moves came from hip hop, by the way. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and then finally, when they dropped the Run DMC Aerosmith on Friday Night Videos and they played it on MTV, that for me was like everything because you were searching so much for, and it might have been more pervasive in New York
Yeah,
So I grew up in LA. I grew up in LA. So it was like but you had LA local, your local, K-Day, you had local LA radio stations. But in terms of artists and bands, stuff like that, you'd have like the LA Dream Team and, the Ice-T's and all them back then. But the East, none of that stuff really hit until like way later. None of the West Coast, hip hop for us. And seeing them for the first time on TV really gave me a sense of like arrival. Right? Yeah. It was like, wow, finally, what I love to hear and what I love to listen to, what I can't wait to hear is finally being recognized and I could see it on TV. Now, forget about it. You can't go, there's not even a conversation, even in a corporate boardroom, that's not influenced by hip hop vernacular.
Yeah. Shout outs. I like to give a shout out. Like, wait a minute.
Or, I don't want to diss anybody. Like you could hear in corporate vernacular hip hop, right? Yeah. Anywhere you go on this planet is a testament into the influence of basically African American culture, or Caribbean culture too, because a lot of hip hop was influenced by Caribbean.
I'm gonna give an example. So we're in Japan 2 years ago, me and Junior, which is Bernard's brother. So we're in Japan and we go to this club, and a lot of clubs in Japan, they're like multi-floor clubs. So you walk in, it's like a restaurant, and then you go to the first floor, there's rock and all that stuff playing. You go to the second floor, there's hip hop. On the third floor, there's hip hop, the whole floor.
Yeah.
Go to the next floor, there's soca. They can't speak a lick of English, but in there busting every dance and spitting every lyric. But if you try to talk to them, they don't know what you're talking about.
So maybe you rapped it.
If you know the lyrics to a song and you can't speak English, you've gone in.
That's how it was when we went to Puerto Rico. We went to Puerto Rico for the Mixed Show Power Summit. They couldn't speak no English, but the hip hop records dropped. They knew it word for word, and once the song was over, I can't understand it or speak it. No habla inglés.
I'm just proud of the culture and seeing how it's evolved, right? I mean, Gary, you talked about like, CEOs and corporate America. I mean, we had a president who, said, "Hey, I listen to Jay-Z." Right? I mean, that's amazing. You got rappers like Will Smith who have evolved and gotten into movies and done really, really good with movies, right? I mean, just top-notch stuff. So that's the stuff that really gets me jazzed up about where hip-hop is and where it's going.
And there's a lot of dope artists out there on the low. You just got to find them. Like, any of y'all catch Rhapsody? She's dope.
Yeah. You're talking about the artist. Yeah, she's dope.
For a minute, I thought you said Rhapsody.
Rhapsody's dope, man.
From Carolina, she is hella dope.
But you know what's dope too, though? I think there's going to come a time where it's not even, this hip hop's not going to exist anymore. And what I mean by that, what I mean is it's going to be so pervasive in every genre of music that it's not going to have like its definitive form of just, this is hip hop, this is that, because a lot of music is basically incorporating a lot of what hip hop does to stay relevant. And just even when I listen to like alternative, not even like deep house, even stuff like that, you can hear a lot of hip hop element into
the Timberlakes of the world, Red Hot Chili Peppers, they got a lot of hip hop.
But even some of the beats in hip hop, even the way that's moving, it's like it's not like a boom bap anymore, right? Yeah. It's not like what we're used to. So you're gonna see it kind of spread its tentacles and be just one big form of. It might be called hip hop, but it's not going to be what we recognize.
Man, I hope that's not saying hip hop's going away. I like the fact that it's spreading.
I think it's going to spread, but it's not that it's going away. But it's just going to be music. It's going to be like just known as like pop.
It's not. No, it's not.
No,
not even
close. I
vote
against that.
I could be wrong.
No, I don't think so.
Has it surpassed rock?
Yeah,
when?
In a short period of time.
When?
Wait,
in the 90s.
Has
you talking about like album sales?
What are you talking about? Or are you talking about just
in terms
influence
of
influence on pop culture in the 90s? My opinion.
You say no, Kevin?
Has it surpassed rock? No, I can't.
What's rock doing now?
So rock is
what's rock has been doing.
Heavy metal is dead.
Heavy metal's dead, right? But rock is alternative. A lot of stuff falls under the kind of, to your point about hip hop. Maybe as it grows and expands, and maybe it's not hip hop anymore. Like rock is. I mean, people who are hip hop artists get nominated into Hall of Fame for rock. Right? I mean, so rock is kind of
but let me ask you this.
It's a big umbrella. I don't know.
Turn on TV right now and find me a rock a radio station where you can rock videos, or a TV station where you can watch a rock video.
There's half of the stuff you won't find on TV. You got to look for it. You got to really look for it.
And it's not nothing against rock and roll. It's just that culturally, people have just shifted and adopted this culture that is everywhere. So
I think it's probably a perspective of where we're standing, right? I mean, I think people who are into rock probably like, rock has never been bigger. I love rock and I see it all over the place. And I think we just we've got a different perspective on it.
I think it's bigger only because the different
Hip hop's bigger.
Yeah, only because of different tentacles hip hop has, right? So if you look at hip hop, you have
Fashion.
like you have not only fashion. So if you just strictly music, and then we'll go into fashion, right? So DJs are its own thing in hip hop. Not really any other music except for EDM, but it's all DJing, right? Like hip hop DJs is its own thing. Then you have the producers. There, I mean, it has so many different tentacles, and then you start getting into fashion. You start getting into just it being so worldwide. I think it's bigger because it has more tentacles than rock has. But it's hard to quantify.
I like what Bell said, right? I mean, hip hop's not just the music; it's the culture. And the culture is.
There's a lot that comes with it.
How many people are wearing what their favorite rock artist is wearing? How many people
the lingo?
How many people are buying what their favorite rock artist
Does
drink
rock have a
or
lingo?
whatever? Right? Yeah, you're right. I mean, I agree with that. That's
Dude.
Like what's done?
Oh, I don't know.
Like,
What up, Dun?
what up, done? Like that's Mobb Deep all day. Everybody knows where what up, done comes from.
I can have a whole conversation with Jason
Oh my
speaking
gosh.
in Wu-Tang skits. And we know what we're talking about.
He's the
Know
best
what I mean?
worst at that.
You know what I mean? Yo, God, I'm coming through to get my culture sack. And we know exactly what we're talking about.
Oh man,
Hip hop's not going anywhere no time soon at all.
forever.
Well, let's talk about one of my favorite topics. Women.
Oh gosh.
What's
Oh gosh.
No, because I love my wife. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh,
Talking about women or your wife?
Oh, nice job, Gary.
No, I'm just saying,
the sincerity in your face actually matches that comment. So I appreciate that.
Basically the impact women have on our lives and society as a whole. And, I know there's no women here present. There was one here last week, and she had, I think, a huge impact on the show last week.
Huge.
Great show, by the way.
Thanks.
The religion, the roster, great show, guys.
Thank you. What say you, Dre?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll start with my wife and kind of, I'll probably start and stay there. Probably start there and stay there. For me personally, my wife has had a pretty big impact on me, just simply because. And I some of it is age, just me getting older and understanding things differently. But a lot of it is her influence on me and being able to calm me down, right? Mm-hmm. So as a young cat, I was pretty hostile.
Hot-headed, yes.
Hot-headed, hostile. Wow. And I had a me against the world mentality, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, I never asked for anything because I figure I'm going to bulldog my way to get whatever the hell I need to get, no matter who needs to get rolled over. If there's a situation that acquires aggression, sign me up. Right? That's always been me. Now, those undertones are still there, as was present, unfortunately.
Skip.
Separation anxiety.
But she's been able to calm me down and help me understand what my triggers are, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like we sit down on the couch and she's counseling me on it. It's just my interaction with her, how she handles different situations, the way we can talk about things afterwards and be completely open. Mm-hmm. Even from my branching out to, cause I was always a dude like, I don't need no other friends. I got my friends. Mm-hmm. I've been with these cats for probably 7-8 years then, but I don't need any other friends.
Right.
But you don't have to, you have your core friends, but it's always good to have a universe of people who like you. And we didn't have the conversation like that, but I'll see her interact with the neighbors. We'll be out and she'll just start talking to people. Mm-hmm. I'm like, God damn. Mm-hmm. Look, can we go? That type of deal. When I actually started observing and looking and seeing the value of that, now I do it.
Sure.
Like I have no problem talking to anyone at any point in time. That mentality has helped me in my career.
Absolutely.
Right? Because now it used to be, my mentality was, listen, I'm only interested in what you got to say to me if there's a quid pro quo, right? Now I'm genuinely interested in the things people are having to say out. I'm meeting a business contact. We're talking about the family, so on and so forth. I'm interested in exactly that. And then we get to the heart of the matter while we're there. Mm-hmm. And I find I get to the business outcome I'm looking for because I'm more interested in things outside of the business. So she's taught me a lot about how to interact with people, how to control my emotions.
Would you say she softened you up a bit?
A lot,
yeah.
Right? No one can get the competitiveness out of me. It's just who I am. I gotta win. Mm. That's all I think about. But how I get there is different, and I'm more effective at getting there because she's softened me up a lot and helped me become a better citizen. To tell you the honest truth.
P.
Women is the best thing that walks this planet Earth. I want to thank every woman out there. I love you for your love and your compassion and your soul, your heart, mind, and your body.
Are you trying to cut an R&B record right now?
I'm about to say, what is somebody?
I think women are dope. Like women are, and a lot of times women don't know that or not allowed to show that or not used to showing that and expressing that. Like we have a lot of female friends. Our significant others let us hang out with the opposite sex and don't question it. And, you know, women are funny, women are beautiful, and I mean, hilarious. I mean, we got like...
Wait, what? That happens?
Yeah. Oh, well, which part? The funny part?
The hanging out with others? Wait, what?
It does happen.
It happens.
I can attest to it.
And I think as men, if we slow down and let the women lead the way and follow their lead, we would be in a much better place in this world. Like you see the direction that Lisa has taken Dre.
Right.
We need that. But I mean, that's stuff we didn't know when we were younger. As we get older, we see it. It might be just here's the keys, you could drive. I don't care. Just get me there. Until you fuck up, I'm gonna have to take them keys back. That's where the alpha or the alpha beta comes into play. But I mean, women to me are dope. Has always been dope. We just gotta let them live. As men, we gotta let women be women, and women gotta be themselves at all times as much as possible, single or not single.
Yeah.
Kev?
Yeah, man. For me, dang, Dre put me on the spot with the whole bigging up his wife as much, and I mean, I love my wife to death. But I'm gonna go to my earlier childhood, right? I mean, so for me, Sybil Moore, my grandmother, Sandra Spence, my mom, right? At the end of the day, man, life, they've given me all the tools in life to get, I think, to where I'm at, right? I mean, just how you treat people, how you talk to people, how you, don't get out the house with your clothes wrinkled, show up on time, I mean, all of those lessons that I think have served me quite a bit as an adult in my career and so forth, it's all in them. So I think, man, women are the rock, right? Especially when you think about, for us, of deeper melanin,
right?
going through slavery and the separation and so forth, and what a mother, especially a single mother, has meant to so many of people in our path, our walk, right? I mean, I'm the product of a single mother household, and I mean, I know so many people who are that way, and so my mom had to be both mom and dad, and so just, man, you just can't be, that the way that they do things and the props that they deserve is just you can't even put words on it.
It's almost to the point they don't have a choice with, when it comes.
Oh, for sure.
So they just got to
a man could leave, and I still got to feed my kids. I gotta raise these seeds, and they were there, and man, rocks.
Yeah, they got to do it, deal with it, and get it done, that's not easy.
Yeah,
right.
Gary?
Well, I have a unique, not unique, but I have a position where I have none but women around me.
Your mom is dope.
Well, thank you.
To add on to that, hold on. I think all of our moms been dope. Never met your mom, Kevin, but like,
man, I'm keeping it that way. It's the ladies' man. I'm keeping it that way.
Our circle of friends, all of our moms and who had fathers as well, has accepted all of our friends from rip.
That's true. That's
we've
real.
always showed a lot of respect to each other's parents. Mothers especially showed a lot of love to each other's mothers, and y'all mothers had showed love to us, which is really dope. Like we had a group of grandmothers, if we want to put them in that category, around the family, and mothers. Like, so I think I appreciate that a lot.
But Gary's mom is dope.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm a little bit worried about how he's saying that, actually.
She's dope.
She's fun, man. She's fun. But, she's my mom, and sometimes she get on my nerves, and sometimes she don't. I love her the same either way. But in terms of, like, women in my life, I grew up for the most part, with a single mom, and she showed me a lot of things. And a lot of things to this day that I kind of incorporate, trying to push into my children. Like, you don't hop out the bed without turning around and making up your bed.
For real.
You don't go to sleep with kitchen dirt. You don't go to sleep with no dirty kitchen. You don't come out the room and come straight out and talk to people. You go, in the morning. There's things like there's things that my mother instilled in me that, to this day, that I'm like, hey, get back inside. You brush your teeth when you came out there. Go straight. Just things that I've known that I'm just like, I don't know why I push it. I know why, but it is what it is. But in terms of just like women in general, women in society, I think women have a critical role in terms of keeping the balance. I think that they can actually push more of their influence on society to create a better balance. My wife, she's amazing and she's fiery. I love it. I love the fact that actually attracts me to her. When I say fiery, I don't just mean in like an attitude sense. I'm just meaning the way that she approaches the world and life, and it's inspirational. Just this morning, like my wife was like, "What has gotten into you?" Because I was out of my mind, but I was out of my mind because I was just kind of like admiring her. I was just looking at her. She was going up and doing her thing, and I just like snatched her up, and I'm just like, "Get over here!" I just want to like inhale you, not to sound like possessive, but I just want to inhale you because you inspire me, and I'm like inspired and enamored by you, and just kind of like really impressed by you in this moment. And she's like, "You're acting crazy," and I'm like, "I'm not crazy.
I'm just making
I am
eggs."
crazy. Actually, I am kind of crazy, but I'm like, I'm crazy just staring at you. You're making me crazy, and I'm sure we all get that way about our significant others, where you could just know every mole and blemish on them because you just kind of study them. Especially you, Dre, over 20 or 19 years or
19 years.
19 years. You know everything, and I think that to me as a just as a man, I think that's one of the beautiful yin yang relationships between when you find a lovely woman that brings peace and balance to your life, right? Because there's other dynamics with women, but when you find the one that brings peace and balance, I think it also changes your perspective on like women in general and women in the world and what they bring to your life and to the table and to society.
It allows you to battle, right? Because the world is hard enough. When you leave your doors, that shit gets hard.
Yeah.
So if you have someone that keeps you calm and you can come home, you can actually work through stuff with, or helps bring some balance to your life, you can go out there and battle, man. Like home base is safe.
Yes.
And vice versa. When she goes out, she knows, listen, when she comes home, Dre's there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Home base is safe.
When you have that, you can go out and just slay dragons all day, knowing that you come back to home that is like even a secure place.
Yeah, we move different.
Yeah. I do have a problem with women in general, though.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on.
The views expressed by some of the guests are not necessarily the views.
Kevin is like, I didn't come here for all of this. Sorry. You want another shot of that?
I'm going on mute. Go ahead, Dre.
Taking a sip.
I don't think women know their power.
I 100.
You set us up with that one, Dre.
Yeah,
You
sure
set us up.
100% agree.
Views expressed actually are the views.
You set us up.
I say that all the time, but go ahead.
The one thing I try to do with my kids, myself and my wife, the one thing we try to do, because we have all daughters, and we try to make sure that they understand their power. Like, the world is yours if you recognize it and take advantage of it. Every situation you can ever think about, you have the upper hand. Every situation, whether you use your feminine wiles for it, whether you use your brain for it, whatever tools that you need to apply, you have them all to battle any situation out there. You just have to recognize it, understand it, and take advantage of it.
Right.
So that's the message we give to them. And it's not for them to go out there and be kind of hardcore. I don't need a man type of. No. It's to control your universe. The universe, everything around you, you're the center of it.
Yeah.
And if you can control it, you're going to live the best life you can ever live from minute one. Like, we all have to learn that. Like, I learned how to control my universe later in life. If you can teach your daughters who already have that power to control the universe from now, like, they're going to be happy in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and beyond. So that's the message we try to push them. But I don't think women as a whole understand that they have all the power in the world because I don't see them using it in situations where they should.
100%. When wielded properly, they do. We just had this conversation with one of our daughters this week. She has a it's boyfriend, but it's not really a boyfriend, but it's a boy that they hold hands or whatever at school, and he said something mean to her, and then she kind of felt bad about it, but he's like, my friends dared me. He kind of felt bad, and then the next day at school, he ignored her. And so what happened was he flipped the dynamic on her and made her kind of question, like, well, what is it me? And made her kind of feel bad. And we said, young lady, sit down. Do you understand the kind of power that you wield? Okay. Do you know how many boys would rather be in his place? And you need to understand that. And you need to understand your value and what you bring and how you can control the dynamics of the relationship based upon just your feminine energy and your power that really brings calmness and perspective, I think, to a lot of men. Or the opposite
Depending
sex.
on the woman.
Depending on the woman.
Sure.
But what I'm just saying is, like, if you just understood what it is that you are and what it is that you have this boy wrapped around your fingertip. Instead, he just ignored you one day, and it's like, it kind of threw you off and threw you on your heels. You know what I mean? So
she's in high school, middle school?
This one is in middle school.
Oh, okay.
And I agree with both of you guys in terms of the message for women. I mean, I think that's the right message, especially for young a young girl that's growing up, young woman, in the world today. But the data doesn't bear that out, right? In terms of where their position in society is today, it doesn't quite, they don't have that power, or at least many of them don't feel it. It's gotten better, right? It's not what it was 20 years ago, but I mean, I'm in corporate America. Dre, you're in corporate America. I can't remember the last time I walked into, let's say, a meeting with some execs or some senior leaders of a business, and the majority of the folks in the room are women.
Yeah.
Right? It's the majority of those folks in the room are guys, and there might be a handful of women, right? Mm-hmm. So if you kind of flip that script a little bit, imagine if you were a guy and you walked into a boardroom and it was like all women, and these women were talking about things that you really don't connect on. And kind of that's what happens today, right? Yeah. A woman walks into a corporate meeting and the guys are talking about Patriots.
Yeah.
Winning a football game and connecting on that level and this, that, and the other. And the women are like, I guess I got to act like I like the Patriots too.
Play the game. That's the thing.
But,
play the game, yeah.
But I mean, I may be smarter than Joe, but Joe might get the promotion because I guess he's a Patriot fan, right?
Yeah, that's true. But my better bosses have been all women.
Me too. Rhonda Hooker.
Yeah. My better boss.
Oh, I remember her. I remember her. Yeah.
Yes. She started him off in his career, right?
Yeah. So I've had at least one or two at every single major position I've had. And I've learned so much more from them. Because for some reason, the dudes think, who are my boss at that time? I have a really good one now. But the male boss I had at that time automatically thought we were in competition. Like, you're my boss.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a boss, right? And as a boss, your job, like, you are much better if you have a team of people that you empower to do work. Mm-hmm. You are much better. Your span of control widens, and your ability to do more deepens, and your ability to be more effective.
Right.
And actually get the job done. It gets a lot better. Some males don't understand that right off the bat. It's like they think the people beneath them, I don't want to give you too much information because you're better than me.
Threatened. Right.
Women are automatic. The women I've had, as most of them, save one, that I've had.
Would you like to say her name?
No, say her name. That might be fine.
Let me bleep this out.
The one that the majority of them automatically come in a position of teaching, nurturing. So automatically go into it trying to make sure that you are learning, you're developing, because they know just from motherhood or just the just kind of feminine ways that they understand, if I teach you, you will be better. If you are better, the team is better. If the team is better, I'm better. Automatically. That's an automatic thought, I think, that the women that I've had as bosses, again, save one, have had, and it's really helped me. So listen, to all the women out there, please understand your power and use it wisely for the greater good, please, for the greater good.
Because we need it.
We need
desperately.
it.
Yeah, for sure.
Indeed.
For sure.
So that was a great episode. We appreciate you.
Hey, man.
Coming out and hanging out with us.
I appreciate the invite.
Hope you come back.
The invite. I will not. I will not.
Why, bro?
I was told there was going to be steak.
Yeah, I got some frozen venison.
Venison, whoa.
Yeah. My brother killed a deer and sent it to me.
Did he really?
Nice.
Yeah. From where?
From Oklahoma, somewhere.
Josh?
No, Dan.
Oh.
Anyway, Anyway, man, we appreciate you coming out, man, and sharing your thoughts on our 5th podcast.
Yeah.
Of many to come.
Many to come, hopefully, yeah.
Dre, got anything going on this week?
I'm flying out Sunday.
Again?
Well, so it's Scorpio season, just so you know.
Blah, 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 blah.
It's Scorpio season, just so you know. Mm-hmm. So my birthday's next week, but I'll be in London. I got to fly out for work on Sunday. I'll be back next Friday. So I'm sewn up in London.
Speaking of which, we still want to do Super Bowl out of town. No? Yes?
Yes, Super Bowl in Canada, please. Thank you.
Again?
Toronto. Super Bowl in Canada.
Oh, yeah. Again.
It's dope.
Yeah, we had it a year before. Oh, my God, so much fun. So we will recreate. We're going to stay at the same spot. Go to the same place. We're going to recreate that.
When is it this year? February what?
Third, February 3rd.
B, what you got going on this week?
This weekend, laying low, going off for Tamika's birthday on Saturday because she just turned
blah, 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 blah.
Discuss a lady's
on the
age.
6th. So happy birthday to
21.
Tamika.
Happy birthday, Tamika.
Scorpios. Back to Sunday Fun Day. Then next week is Classic. It's kind of quiet. Classic weekend is around the corner.
Well, EDC is this weekend.
Oh, yeah, EDC is this weekend too.
So me, I ain't got nothing much going on, man. just doing the do, working, having a good time, and enjoying life.
Coming out Saturday?
Saturday.
Abby, right here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that the old school joint?
No,
R&B joint?
R&B and reggae.
Yeah, sure. I'll come out there. I'll make an appearance.
Okay. Thank you.
Kev, you got anything going on?
I do. So small thing, obviously big UCF fan. So we go into the game on Saturday, but beyond that, much bigger beyond that, my wife and I turned 12 years.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, man.
So
Nice.
we're almost teenagers.
Yeah. We're still toddlers.
That's awesome.
What's UCS record?
Are they still undefeated?
21-0 now.
Serious? Are they playing anybody?
They're in the
Like,
top
I mean,
10. They're in the top 10.
They're playing who got put in front of them.
Thank you. My initial response was much more
He'll jump on any winning team right now. Which
heated
is,
than that response.
Please do not
Bernard,
talk
doing
about.
Bernard,
You,
what?
you were a Green Bay Packers
I still am a Green Bay Packer
Bernard,
fan.
just-
from Haiti. I think you might be the first and only
Haitians
Green Bay
love
Packers
cheese.
fan.
Because Haitians
Love Haiti.
Thank you, Kevin. That's why I got you here, because Haitians love cheese. So I went with Green Bay. Okay?
Oh my God.
Anyway, y'all, this broadcast has been brought to you by
Blazing Bajan hot sauce and marinade who made an appearance on Uber Soca, baby.
Bernard,
Quiet Riot Concepts.
techoncarl.com. Kev, you got anything you want to plug?
Nah,
Social
man,
media or anything
I'm
like that?
happy to see brothers like yourselves doing big things. Got business lines going. I'm loving it.
Happy anniversary, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Anniversary, and shout out to DBMS.
What? DB.
Oh gosh.
Bernard,
Please let me hit shout out, please.
Well, your boy didn't want to put his teeth away, so you know what I'm saying? I couldn't get the shot out.
Can you clean it up?
Now I'm gonna mess up the letters now.
He gonna edit that out.
No,
He's not gonna now.
Shout out to DB Plus Recording Studios. Lemmy Curry always coming through in the clutch. You already know.
All right. See y'all.